Hello everyone. I hope that everyone is having a good day. Right now for me it's almost 8 p.m. But I have to do these videos as they asked me to. I'm gonna be talking about spiritual things in this video. So this is more about helping us to keep growing and moving forward. As you know, I've been having a lot of new experiences with the galactic people. They've been showing me a lot of new spiritual things that we need to be prepared. They want me to focus not just in the abilities. That's something that they want me to do more in a course. Everything that I've been doing right now is being directed by them. So everything that I've been doing is just because they want me to. Right now, we are going through a lot of changes. We are going through some kind of situation. So they're calling all of the star seeds. They are calling every soul that have some kind of awakening already. We are going to be going through different processes that you need to understand that we are forced or we are being pushed to do. One of the first things that we need to understand, like these different aspects of different processes that every person is going to be going through. I'm going to be teaching, showing, and doing everything that I can as they ask me to. One of the things that you need to know is, like, since everything happened at the beginning of the year, a lot of us we've been going through all of our life, learning, growing. Maybe for some others it's been a couple of years that they've been going through some kind of awakening or some kind of a spiritual path. And then we have the new spirits, the new of you, that everything is kind of new. So I'm going to be talking about the different stages, so you know. Something that people need to understand, shift energy, we're going to be talking about it. I think that we did it in a podcast, I don't know, some time ago. We are going to be more in deep as they see it. But you need to understand that shift energies are not about you. Shift energy, it is what is going on, or it is what happened in the universe, in the big galaxy or galaxies that are changing the wave of how we receive and perceive, and then that's the reason that we perceive or change. There's some kind of shift energies that happen with you, but it's more like changing frequency and changing vibration. We tend to call them shift energy, but that's a wrong way to say it. Again, you can look information, see what is resonate with you, but I'm telling you, as they say, shift energies are always going to be something that we perceive or receive from the planet Earth. It could be even bigger. It's like a shift energy as a place that you are, a shift energy as the planet Earth, a shift energy as the galaxy or dimension that we are, and shift energy as the completely universe and stuff like that. And depending on how big it is, this shift of energy, it is how big or how strong we're going to perceive it. That's one of the things. The shift energy help people to feel in certain kind of way that is more like a call. That shift energy is like a calling. Hey, something is coming, something is happening. It could be the Mother Earth, it could be something bigger than that. So we're going to be receiving it that way, a shift of energy. So we're going to be feeling certain things because we are not having the same frequency of something, maybe the planet Earth or whatever it is that we are receiving in that moment, the universe, etc. Then, most of us, we know about the awakenings. We have to go then through those shift energy that kind of called us as a spirit. We start having awakenings. These awakenings are different each state. We can go through different awakenings during our lifetime. The awakening of experiencing something new in the spiritual aspect, the awakening of learning about abilities or whatever it is inside of us, the awakening. Remember that the awakenings, we are going to be talking a little bit more in each detail on how it is the process. so each one of you can understand even better. But the awakenings are going to be different. We have the one of the last ones, or maybe one of the, we always have these awakenings, but I would say, like, as you continue your path, the bigger is going to be, or the deeper is going to be that awakening, in the moment that even awakening to the knowledge of accepting and learning about these higher beings and stuff like that. That's the awakening. We have to understand the awakening for the star seeds is not the same as the great awakening, or the earth spirit that we say. Right now we are going through the great awakening, still that is not supposed to, for the earth spirit and some ascensions. So after the awakening, then we start ascending. With the ascension that we learned about it some time ago, I'm going to be talking about it again. We have the ascension. The ascensions have different stages as well. We have different time and different type of ascensions. I'm having a lot of, I'm just in here kind of looking into my notebook. They asked me to write down all of this. But then we're going to be going through all of these ascensions. We're going to be looking and changing. And during those times of ascension, we're going to be changing our vibration. We're going to be changing our vibration of energy, preparing the body, preparing everything that has to be. We're getting more spiritual, more stronger in our connections, learning how to ground. But every ascension, it feels different. It feels stronger. So we are going to be talking about how every ascension can be, because depending on the ascension, then you have what we call the activation of DNA. During that activation of DNA, they are preparing to kind of open your soul, your DNA, the one that we have physically. It is combining with the soul DNA that it is in the junk DNA. We're going to be learning about that too, and it's going to help us to awake even more. We are going to be, and with this, it's not the same as awakening, but we're going to be more aware of certain things. The DNA is more about preparing definitely our body. It's going to make us feel more healthy. There are going to be some changes of physical feelings, but definitely we're going to go through different activations of DNA. It's more like a percentage every time. But activation DNA in the full concept, we're going to be talking about it too. But you need to understand that during the ascension, the activation DNA always happen in a level. So every ascension bring an activation of DNA. How many you're gonna have will depend on your studies, how much you are prepared for it, how much you believe, how much you trust. Is going to be, right now they're pushing some ascensions in some of us because they know that we have the capabilities and the capacities to understand certain things. So you need to understand that during that, when you are more close to get to a more higher state of mind, a higher state of being, you're gonna be knowing your higher self like eye to eye. You're gonna be connecting, or you're gonna have a more direct connection with the source. You're gonna have more connection with the higher beings and this galactic confederation, the higher council of consciousness, etc., etc. During that time, another thing that you're gonna be doing is what we call the shadow work. Not as people saying out there that it is. It's more easy than you think, and it is more about surrendering and letting go than other thing. But we're going to be talking in the way that they want me to teach you how to do your shadow work. And I can tell you, when you do it, how everything change is amazing. Then during that time, one of the last steps that maybe you're gonna be having is what they call the Merkaba activation. If you are lucky enough, if you are strong enough, or you are ready enough for them, I can tell you, everything else that you have to experience is no comparison to it. I'm still working. I can tell you that my Merkaba activation started the 6th of November. I'm not being able to sleep since that moment. But we're going to be talking about it. during that Merkaba activation, or when you get to that point. So before you get to that point, you need to go to the galvanization process. You need to, you have the galvanization process, then you have the fusion with your higher self. It's like one of the last activations, DNA. Then you have the galvanization process. Then you have the shadow work. Then you have the fusion, and then you start working with your Merkaba activation. That's how it is in the end. But it's something that we need to work. We are going to. Some of you that have been, I know personally, I know that you are kind of maybe going through some kind of activation DNA right now that is getting to that point of preparation. During the Merkaba activation, we're gonna be learning, or when one of the things that I'm gonna to teach you is about the 7 rays of light. I'm gonna be teaching you about the Ascendant Masters that work with the 7 rays of light. I'm gonna be talking about the All Magic or Elixir of Life. I didn't believe in that. I didn't know about it until I saw it being put it, kind of like a transfusion kind of thing to myself. So many things that we need to share. But I wanted to tell you the steps. I want you to have an idea of what we are going to be learning. All of these things are necessarily for you to understand, because they are preparing us to be moving to the 5th dimension. I'm telling you, the way that you can manifest, the way that you can open and expand, it is really beautiful. But you need to be open to believe certain things and you need to look for the truth. You are not going to be able to keep moving forward in your spiritual life and to finally be one with the source, or God, whatever you want to call it, until you really understand that is something else out there. I'm just going to teach you. I'm going to show you how it feels. I'm going to give you all of the information that you need, but I needed you to know about it. Okay, sweeties? So this is the video that they asked me to do for the spiritual aspect. We're going to start learning even more. We're going to be learning how to keep being protective, how to deal with the symptoms of a lot of the steps. So please, if you have questions, if you want to know even more about all of these things, we need to learn about realms, we need to learn about dimensions. All of these things are really, really important to understand even more how all of these work. Okay, sweeties? So keep in touch with me. Again, if you have questions, start putting it in the box, in the comments, so I can write it down and I can really grasp everything that we need to. This is going to be a long ride. I hope that you stay with me and with them, with us, as they say, for me to be able to help you the best way that I can. Love you, tribe. Thank you for being here. See you soon. Bye-bye.